Hey, welcome back here on my channel. Tyrone here, and you're watching String Machine. And today we want to talk about something very important. So important that there's only two types of people in the world who constantly talk about it. That's either string theorists or guitarists. So we are the latter. So let's talk about the modes today. Right, let's dive right in the topic of the modes. Many times, and this is not what we're going to do today, many times the people are trying to explain where the modes come from. And that can be rather irritating and actually distracting from the subject. So we're not going to explain today where the modes are coming from. We just explain what the modes are and how you can use it. What you should know, however, is you should have an idea of intervals. It's important that you understand intervals. So, to understand the modes, it's let's put the... You could say, no, I start different. To understand the modes, the best thing actually to start off with is, in general, you can say there's only two types of scales in the entire music theory. And that is either minor scales or major scales. Any scale that you come across is usually either a minor or a major scale. A minor or major scale is defined by the third step in the scale. So is it a minor third? Is it a minor scale? Is it a major third? Is it a major scale? That's all there is. But you probably knew that before. So let's compare. Yeah. So let's do the A minor scale. So we have the root, major second, minor third, perfect four, perfect fifth, minor 6, minor 7, and the root, respectively the octave. Okay, so we have a minor third here, so that's why it's identified as a minor scale. Let's do that with a major scale, with a standard major scale. So we have root, major second, major third, perfect four, perfect fifth, perfect, no, not perfect six, a major 6, a major 7, and the root again. Yeah, and this is our standard major scale, and this one is called Ionian. It's the Ionian scale or the major scale as we know it. All right, so this is our grandpa major scale. Okay, any other scale you will compare against this one. So this is your reference. Okay, so the minor scale, the A minor scale that we just did is called Aeolian. So the Aeolian scale is our standard or natural minor scale and will be our reference of the minor scales. So that was a bit long-winded, but you know, sometimes you have to set the rules of the game, so to make sure that everybody understands what we're talking about. Good, I think that's it. So we have other major scales. Actually, one of my favorite major scale is the Locrian scale. I show you the Locrian scale. We have the root, the major second, the major third, obviously because it's a major scale, I said that already. Now, the augmented 4. The perfect 4 would be this, but we raise it by a half a step. That's the augmented 4. Then we have the perfect 5. Then we have the major 6, the major 7, and the root again. Play it in 1. The Locrian Scale. So to compare the Locrian Scale against the Ionian Scale, as your reference, it has one different interval, and that's the 4. Where the Ionian Scale has a natural 4 or a perfect 4. The Locrian Scale has an augmented 4. It's half a step higher. The 4th step you have to raise half a step. Okay? So we remember Locrian is a major scale with a sharp 4, with a raised 4 or sharp 11. It's the same, more or less. Okay? Keep that in mind. So it gives you a different sound. Yeah, that's important. You can interchange one for the other, but you get a different tone. Yeah, different flavor. Yeah. So, next major scale that we're talking is the Mixolydian scale. And the Mixolydian scale, I'll give you the intervals. We have the root, the major 2nd, the major 3rd, the perfect 4 again, the perfect 5, the major 6, and yeah, now we're getting to the minor 7. And the root again. Okay. That's your dominant scale. A dominant chord that you can build from that scale is usually a major chord with a minor 7. That's the classic dominant sound. It's that one here. Hold on. Typical dominant sound, a major chord with a minor 7, and the Mixolydian is the scale that goes with it, or the scale where you build the chord from. Yeah, I'll link in the description below where I describe how to build chords from scales. Okay, so. Very cool scale. So we summarize. We have 3 major scales that we actually can use. Okay, well, there's more, but for today that's enough. Okay, so we have our Ionian scale, the grandfather major scale. Okay, righty. Then we have the Locrian scale, a major scale with an augmented 4 or a sharp 11 or augmented 11. And then next one we have another major scale, and that is a major scale with a minor 7. We also could call a dominant scale. Alright, and that's called Mixolydian. So these are our major scales. Next one, the minor scales. So we start with Aeolian, Yeah, Aeolian, our grandfather minor scale. Yeah, root, major second, minor third, perfect 4, perfect 5th, minor 6, minor 7, and the root again. Aeolian, okay? So next is one of the most famous scales in heavy metal and hard rock, the Phrygian scale. The Phrygian scale is a minor scale with a minor second. Root, minor second, minor third, perfect 4, perfect 5th, minor 6, minor 7, and the root again in the octave. And so on and so forth. Yeah, that's the Phrygian sound, yeah, the Phrygian flavor. Next minor scale, the Dorian scale, equally famous, more amongst blues and jazz and contemporary rock guitar players, not so much in metal maybe, progressive metal more and more maybe. And that is a very, very nice minor scale as well. It's a minor scale with the major 6. Root, major second, minor third, perfect 4, perfect 5th. Now comes the major 6, the minor 7, and the root again. If you build a chord from that, this is that sound here. You've heard that sound before. Yeah. Dorian, very nice scale. Lots used in, yeah, as I said, in more contemporary rock, blues, kind of fashion. And typical Dorian. That kind of stuff. So that was basically sort of blues mixed with Dorian. Yeah? You probably played that stuff yourself many times already anyway. So next minor scale. This is a very, very specific scale, and that is the so-called Locrian scale. Locrian is a minor scale with a diminished 5th, which is a little bit strange, or it makes it a little bit of a freak of all those scales, because all the major and minor scales that we discussed so far always had the perfect 5th. Go back and compare yourself if you want. This one now has a diminished 5th, and that is in so far unusual that the 5th is a chord interval, that if you build a chord from that scale, so that would be included in the chord, and usually in the most chords you always have your perfect fifth, and this is here is not the case. So you build a different chord from that as well, and the chord is called minor 7 flat 5. The flat 5 in this case for the diminished fifth. It's the same, it's just a different word. Yeah, that's another one that is in music theory often is a little bit irritating and puzzling, because the people have so many words for this same, or expressions for the same thing. Yeah, the flat 5, the diminished 5 is the same. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the Locrian scale. So we have the root, then we have again a minor second. So that's a second interval that's different from our grandfather Aeolian scale. We have a minor third. We have a perfect 4. We have the diminished 5, or the flat 5. Then we have the minor 6. Then we have the minor 7. And then we have the root again in the octave. Yeah. And the chord that you would build from that is something like this here. Or yeah, very interesting sound. Very distinctive dark tone that this scale has. So I compare quickly the minor scales as well in sound. So we start with Aeolian, the grandfather minor scale. Okay, next one, Phrygian. So next one, Dorian. And last one, the Locrian scale. Yeah. So those were the modes. Yeah, that's all there is. And in total we have 3 major scales and 4 minor scales. Okay, which one you use for yourself or which one you play in or exchange for another one is actually more or less down to your personal taste. Yeah, I'll summarize them. Another one, this time it's just in text. So we have the major scales. We have the Ionian. This is the grandfather major scale. Then we have the Locrian scale, a major scale with the augmented 4. And we have the Mixolydian scale, which you could also call your dominant scale, which is a major scale with a minor 7. Then we have our minor scales, and that is our Aeolian scale, our grandfather minor scale, our reference. Then we have Phrygian, a minor scale with a minor 2nd. And then we have Dorian, a minor scale with a major 6. And then we have Locrian, a minor scale with a minor 2nd and a diminished 5th, a flat 5. Also called half diminished, by the way, but I'd rather refer to it as minor 7 flat 5. It's the more correct version. So those are your modes. If you want to know where the modes are coming from, then stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, leave a like anyway, that'd be like, yeah. And I'll put another video out about the modes where I explain in detail where the modes are coming from. But to make use of the modes, as I said in the beginning, you don't need to know where they're coming from. It's more important that you know what's different in the different modes in regards to the reference. Yeah, so what is the different sound that you get from that mode? Okay, so I think that's enough for today. I wish you lots of fun with practicing and exploring the modes. And I'm saying for now, after you subscribed, of course, and then I say, so long.